would be very proud to know that world's #1 consulting company McKinsey recently came out with a research report in which it states 70% of the employments in India by 2030 will be created from urbanized places. 70% of the GDP will be contributed by the urban locations. And population in the urban locations would increase to almost 59 crores from the current 34 crores. So there is a big opportunity as far as the urban locations are considered in India. So we cannot neglect that. Now let me give you another example. Let me start with the most common thing that you start in the morning with. Most of you might be having tea and coffee. Which place supplies teas?
Japan.
In India?
West Bengal.
Darjeeling. Darjeeling and the nearby rural areas. Assam, nearby rural areas. Which is the coffee producing state? Karnataka, particularly Chikmagalur. So all these are rural areas. Okay, so rural areas are also as important as urban locations. Now, what is the definition of urban areas and rural areas? Urban area is an area wherein the population is more man-made constructions are there, okay, more social infrastructure are there. Rural areas, whereas, is dependent on more on natural resources, where the population is less. Rural areas, normally the social infrastructure is much less, but it is very fragile. So this is the normal definition that I gave you. Now I will go on to other facts, and then I will try to come back and ask your opinion, which is better. Now let me go back to history. If you consider urbanization, the first signs of urbanization as far as Indian history is considered is Indus Valley civilization. That happened almost 5,000 years ago. And when Indus Valley civilization like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro was very, very mature, almost 50 lakh people resided in the city. So it's not new. Many cities developed. Patliputra was the Mauryan Empire kingdom. Even Hampi, which is in the ruins now, it was an important urban area. Varanasi. There are many examples. Okay, the only thing is, even like Kolkata during the British times, the only thing is depending on the market and depending on the situation and the changes, some of the place might gain or lose in prominence. But people are very in habit to migrate to the urbanized areas. Now, let us go into the reason. What is rural or what is urban? It is nothing but an association of few human beings wherein there is a market and there is a social infrastructure. It is as simple as that. Urban area will have better market, or where more number of products can be exchanged, like your creative ideas, like you can sell goods. Why do people from Guntur come to Hyderabad? To get employed in the IT sector. Similarly, in rural, there is also market, but it is more dependent on the natural resources of that particular area. No, you need to appreciate that. In our country, the problem is there are very less number of people who understand the fragility of the rural atmosphere. But of late, many people are actually going back to their roots and supporting the rural market. For example, you might be seeing Cafe Coffee Day. Who knows the owner? At least the name. Anybody? He is from Chikmagalur. His name is VG Siddharth. He stayed outside, but again went back to his roots. Seeing the example of Starbucks and other coffee chains in US, he's created CCD. An entire coffee is actually he obtains from Chikmagalur. Who started the White Revolution in Gujarat? Dr. Kurian. Okay, you'll find numerous examples. Like if you see Rajiv Kamath. Rajiv Kamath is a Stanford grad who is an engineer. We went back to Nasik, used the grapes, and he has started Sula Wines. Now Sula Wines is getting exported. Whereas, as far as I understand, I may be wrong, but Shamshabad and Andhra was one of the significant producers of grapes in the country. Whereas Shamshabad had lost it. Nasik is now a significant or the greatest producer of grapes in India. Only because one Mr. Kamath, who went back to Nashik, showed people that this is a rich crop you can market. And he added value. He not only marketed grapes, he used the grapes to create a world-class wine, and he started marketing across the world. So, friends, you need to be responsible, who are in urbanized locations, who are in a better position, who earns more, who sees the world, who interacts with the world. You need to be responsible enough to go back to the rural areas and safeguard their fragility, safeguard their core competencies or the strategic assets. When India actually started gaining freedom, at that point of time, Gandhiji wanted rural village panchayats to be empowered, which was vehemently opposed by B.R. Ambedkar. Nobody was right, nobody was wrong. Gandhiji wanted inclusive development. B.R. Ambedkar thought rural atmosphere was too caste based. If you pass on the powers, nobody will grow except for the people who had already grown there. But now it is a time when people are exposed to the economic growth, when the urban areas are growing, you need to go back to your rural roots. You need to be visionaries like Dr. Kurian or Mr. Kamath or Mr. Siddharth and give back to the rural areas. So friends, I feel our rural economy or rural core assets are equally as important as the urbanization. Chandrababu Naidu is as important as Dr. Kurian. Chandrababu created Cyberabad. Okay, it has world-class infrastructure. So you need to be visionaries. And not only you, we all who gain experience, we need to be visionaries in bringing up the rural thing. Then only the exclusive or inclusive growth will happen in our country. Thank you.